Hi, my name is Patsy Conter, and this is my testimony. I've been going to Journey Church for about 5.5 years. Right before I started going, about a year before, I started having problems with my lungs. I had asthmatic symptoms, which I've had asthma all my life, but it was getting worse and worse and worse. I was on prednisone, which is a steroid, for on and off for about 2 years, maybe a little over. My doctor referred me to a pulmonologist, and the pulmonologist again treated me with prednisone. Every time I would get off of the prednisone, I would get sick again, so I had a real problem with getting well. Of course, during this time, I was coming up and getting prayed for at Journey Church, and the prayer warriors here just have so much faith, and I trust them, and I trust God, and I thought I had a lot of faith, but I wasn't getting healed. Anyway, so I kept going to this doctor and that doctor. I was referred to an allergist, and he found out I'm allergic to everything, but that wasn't doing any good with the diagnosis. So the pulmonologist kept doing MRIs and this scan and this x-ray, treating me with prednisone. It was a nightmare. It was really a nightmare. I was sick all the time. Just couldn't live my life, in a good way. And finally, the pulmonologist decided that she would do a biopsy. That was very scary to me. Of course, you think of all the worst scenarios. But I finally said, okay, because we needed to see what it was that was in my lungs. And she had decided that actually I had eosinophilic pneumonia, which was sort of a catch-all for fungus or allergen or something that was in my lungs that wasn't going away. So we scheduled the biopsy. She called me the day before and said she wanted me to go for another MRI. And I was so mad. I'm like, are you kidding me? Another one? And, I had to drive all the way over to Lone Tree, which was over an hour from my house. And I talked to my son before I left the house, and I said, you know what? This is ridiculous. I have had all these tests, and the day before my biopsy, I have to go get another MRI. I said, what's it going to do? Just vanish just like that? No, it's not. So anyway, I went over there, and as I was driving, I was almost over to Lone Tree, and my music that I always have on in the car just kind of faded, and I heard my words come back to me. What, it's just going to vanish? And I repented. I said, Lord, I'm so sorry. Of course it's going to vanish. Of course, you are God, and you can make this vanish. And I told the Lord how sorry I was that I doubted His words and His faithfulness. And so I got there, and they were doing the test, and I started breathing, and it was like cool air was coming in my chest, and expanding my lungs. And I'm like, wow, I haven't breathed like this in ages. And it just felt really, really good. I didn't really think a lot about it being completely healed at that point, but I did have hope. And so I went home and waited for the doctor to call. And when she did, I was sitting on my couch, and she said, Patsy, I got the results of your MRI because I had them rushed, and I don't know what has happened, but your lungs are completely clear. And I'm like, I am Pentecostal, and I got prayed for. That's what happened to me. So praise God, y'all. He is good. He is good. He has been so good to me. And, I have been on prednisone, I think, once in the past 5 years. And God healed me of whatever that was. And He did it completely. And He did it with grace and with love. So if you don't know God, you should try Him out. God bless.